Hello, and welcome to Michigan and Other Mayhem, the show about Michigan, murder, mysteries, histories, and other mayhem from around the world. Your hosts are Allie
and Jen.
Okay, Jen, let's do this thing.
Hello, Jen.
Hello, Allie.
Guess what?
What?
Cue fake podcast music. Da, 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 da.
Dun, dun, dun.
Twice in a row.
Let me tell you. I know, right? I'm not going to point out that it was pretty close in a row, so.
Yeah, because we recorded 2 in a row, you're saying?
I'm going to give you credit. I'm going to give you credit, though, you remember. Did you write it down?
No.
Okay.
See, that makes it extra impressive.
It actually does.
I'm
just going to say.
I was shocked.
I got to tell you a story.
Tell me a story.
So, I got a new phone.
Okay.
And I used my cell phone for many years as my alarm clock.
Oh, yeah.
And it rings off. It goes like,
Yeah.
Loud as hell, wakes you up.
Yeah.
This new phone doesn't. It has like all these like chimes and in nature and like hoo.
Right.
Owls and crap. It's got a cuckoo clock, but it's like cuckoo. And it's like, this is not waking me up. So let me just go out. Let me travel out and get an alarm clock. Okay, I'm going to go back to my childhood days and get a real alarm clock.
I get it, yeah.
I go to the store. I just want a clock that has the light up time and the freaking alarm that rings off loud. There is not a single old style alarm clock. It's all these like Bluetooth speakers, alarm clock, charging station. It does 100 things. I'm surprised it can't make me coffee. But okay. And back in the day, these young kids don't realize that you could buy an alarm clock for like $5. Okay? This is $39.99. I invested in an alarm clock. But you know what? I need it, right? Because my phone has no good alarm. So I get home, I'm all excited about having the alarm clock that's going to scare the shit out of me in the morning. I set it up, mind you, it's like this new generation's alarm clock. All right. So there's like 1,800 buttons. It's dinging at me. I mean, I'm like frustrated, and I finally get to the point where I'm going to set my alarm. So I set my alarm for 6, and I pick my tone. Go figure, you could actually pick a tone in your freaking alarm clock.
That's newfangled shit right there. Yeah.
Right. And I just want one tone. Okay, but fine, you have 4. Let me choose one. One is it's
all right.
in this tone, mind you, this is the loudest it gets. And then there's one that sounds like a superhero's coming to save the day. Yeah, but it's like
oh no.
And then there's a chime one, and then another like up and down. Like dee 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 dee. But all these are like this, like you're whispering. It's like, come on, where is the alarm?
Well, I can tell you that your brother also likes the scary, loud, jolt you awake alarms. You kings must need to be shocked awake.
No, that's how you wake up. You do not wake up to the freaking ocean, okay?
It's a gentle thing.
This is whatever generation, this new generation, they're sissies.
They can't take the screeching alarm.
Okay? Yeah, like we just want regular alarm clocks. So can we go back? Can we go back in time? So I spent $39.99 on an alarm clock that's worthless. FYI, I did set it. It didn't wake me up. And it's this generation where they don't think the alarm clock should go until you hit the button. Because back in the day, until you get your happy ass hand over there and you shut it off. This shuts off. Because you know what? It's just like my phone does. My phone does that. It only rings for so long and it shuts itself off because it goes, oh, Jen, oh, you're still sleeping? Oh, you just keep sleeping. I'm going to shut up.
It really needs to take it to the next level after that. It's like, Jen, your house is on fire.
Yeah. And so now I'm at the point with this fancy alarm clock is that you can connect it to your Bluetooth. You can connect it. Your tone can be connected through a Bluetooth. Now, I don't understand this because how's it going to alarm off to my phone that's connected to my phone? But what in the hell is it going to play? I have no idea. I don't even know how to even hook it up. But I know that one of your tones can be you hooking it up to a Bluetooth to your phone through Bluetooth. What's it going to do when I don't know? I have no idea. But yeah. It's a hot mess over here.
Oh my God, it sounds like you might sleep forever if you don't figure something out.
Right.
You know what I mean? You need that shock awake thing. I wonder what are you gonna do?
Right.
Oh, you know what you need to do? Hit like a secondhand store or something, find one of those old timey wind up clocks. Those things will bang.
Yeah, I know, right? Actually, I was talking to one of my friends and they have one. And then I was talking to another one of my friends and they said, well, you can put that tone on your phone. Like, how do you do that? I don't know. So needless to say, until we can get out of quarantine, I don't even know. I have no idea.
Well, by the time this airs, we might be out of quarantine.
That is true. We might. I doubt it, though.
I hope so. Okay.
No, I think we're going to July.
God dang, don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm just saying.
I just want a little bit out. But what is your subject today?
I have the murder of Terri and Michael Green from Grand Ledge, Michigan.
Is it Green with an extra E at the end?
Yeah.
Okay. Terri and Michael Green. Guess what mine is?
What do you got?
So first I was going to do stories from the UK, the United Kingdom, right? I was like, it gives me plenty to pick from. England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. And I found like 3 stories from England. And I was like, okay, I'll just do England then. And then I found this story from Ireland. And Ireland's not part of the United Kingdom. So I have 3 stories from England and 1 from Ireland. There's no theme. I couldn't get one together.
What is it about?
Well, one is about a funeral. One is about a kid whooping another person's ass. The word fuck and Fraggle Rock. the 4 different subjects.
Oh, okay.
So do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first if you want. So on September 22nd, 2011, Terri was supposed to meet up with her parents for lunch, and she didn't show up and she didn't answer her calls, which was unusual for her. The parents called her husband and he said that she was out shopping. The parents found the call unusual because Michael didn't sound like his normal self. So they decided to actually drive over to the house. Shit. Yep. And when they arrived at the home, they found that the side door was locked, which was unusual. They always had an, open door policy. Their doors unlocked. Like this, I guess this is a place you don't lock your doors.
Yeah, and they were like, hey, if you ever need in, the side door's always unlocked or whatever.
Yeah. So they went through the front door, which was unlocked. Wow. And they found Mike with his pants down. Oh. A paper shoved in his rectum, defensive wounds on his hands, neck, and back. And they were searching the home and the property and found Terri like halfway in the pond on their property.
What?
Yep, shot.
Oh, my God.
Right. When the police arrived, they found the wallets and phones missing, And the paper in Mike's rectum was a receipt ledger for Ronald King showing his payments to the couple for a truck he had purchased from them. So the police spoke to Ron, who said he had no issues with them, and he was at work during the murders. When they were investigating further, they found that in Ron's work schedule, he did have time to commit the murders, and he had a record of assault previously.
Oh, wow. So wait, Michael was dead also, or no?
Okay. Yeah, both of Michael and Terri are dead. Yeah.
So do you think that they were talking to Michael when the people were there? Okay.
No, I don't think so. I think it was the murderer that they were talking to. I think he answered the phone and said that. Making it why, understandably then why it sounded so funny.
Right? Okay.
That it sounded off.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So everyone the police spoke to said they were kind people with no known enemies. And so the police leads at this point, are Ron, who purchased the vehicle from them, which the receipt was in the rectum of Mike. Son of Michael's, and he was Sean Green, who lived in Las Vegas. The two were estranged. He said he was, but he said he was traveling for work and would give no info on why the two were estranged. The police wanted to know, but he wouldn't tell. So the son, and he was traveling. Tanya Jones, she was a previous had a previous romantic relationship with Michael.
Okay, so everybody's connected to Michael. Okay.
Yep, everybody's connected to Michael at this point. So some thought there could still be something going on. She said they were just friends, had not spoken in months. But interesting point is that her husband was not friendly to the police, and he had no alibi for the time of the murder and refused a polygraph.
Ooh.
And then Ryan Walters, longtime friend of Michael's, a person, Marcia Parsons, gave police the lead, stating that telling the police that she believed it was him because Michael and Ryan had not been speaking, and right prior to the murder, she said he showed up out of nowhere, and she heard Michael and Ryan talking about, Michael's gun.
So Ryan showed up out of nowhere? Okay.
Yep. So you got the guy that bought Ron, who bought the vehicle. The son, Michael, who's estranged. Tanya Jones, who was a previous romantic relationship. Ryan Walters, who was a friend of Michael's, and, they hadn't been talking for a period of time. And then there's and to also tell you that Michael was a former police officer. So, of course, then there's that.
So you think he might either
group. Like, okay, you arrested somebody and now they came after you.
Okay, I get it.
So, when the police spoke to Ryan, so we're talking about the longtime friend right now. So, we know Ron, he said he didn't have any problems. He was at work. He did have time to commit the murders, but he passed a polygraph.
Okay, that's one down.
Yep, that's one down. And then you got the son, Michael. He was traveling, and that was confirmed. So that's two down.
Yeah.
So we got Tanya Jones, which for some reason I want to say somehow she's cleared. I'm just going to say. So Ryan Walters is the one right now that we need to clear. Does that all make sense? Have I confused everybody?
You just gave different You're like, okay, here are the people that could have done it. Here are the people that are cleared. Here's who's left, and that's Ryan.
Okay. Ryan. When the police spoke to Ryan, he said he had just went there to catch up, denied talking about guns, and the reason they hadn't been talking, Mike and him hadn't been talking was because he had acted inappropriately with some of Terri's friends and wasn't welcomed by Terri anymore.
Okay, so Ryan acted inappropriately toward Terri's friends?
Yeah, and so that's why he hadn't been around.
Okay.
So, and then they clear him.
Ryan gets cleared?
So Ryan gets cleared. So the police cleared all the leads.
Except for the ex-girlfriend?
So I got, nope, she's cleared. Yeah. Everybody's cleared.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Until one day, Terri's phone turns on.
Say what?
Yep. So Terri's phone gets turned on, and they get a ping from Lansing, Michigan.
Okay.
All right. Who do you have any clue on who this could be?
Ryan?
No, like we've already cleared them.
Oh, I don't know.
Like any guess?
Another ex-lover we didn't know about?
Could be.
Okay.
Could be.
Okay.
Yeah. I just didn't know if you had something in your head. So the phone turns on. It pings in Lansing, Michigan. It takes the police out to Lansing to find Christopher Perrin, Perrin, who ended up randomly selecting the Greens' house to rob.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
So he just randomly selected to rob them, and then what happened? Shit got out of control?
Yeah.
God.
So he was robbing the house, and then Michael caught him, and then that started it. He killed Michael, then Terri comes home into the house, and then of course she dies too. So he was actually an ex-convict.
Okay.
Who was currently released from jail on a work release program.
Uh-oh.
Yep. So Chris Perrin was sentenced in 2013 to life in prison for their murder.
Oh, shit. Okay. I can't believe it.
But,
if he wouldn't have turned that phone on, he would have gotten away with it.
Right. But it gets interesting.
Say what?
On his work release, which I've learned that you like go to jail and you're in jail, but they let you out to go to work to come back to jail. Yep, new to me.
You didn't know that?
Yep, so I got that. Okay. So on the work release that he filled out, it was found that the company he provided the county jail to get on this work release program
doesn't exist.
Correct. Right.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. So it could have been avoided, but now one more.
Oh man.
So the family, because this is what I would do.
Right.
You let this dude out for a job that didn't exist. Yeah. Maybe if he had a real job, he wouldn't have been murdering people, but it could have still happened, even if he had a real job. Right. But chances, you never know. You should check up on shit. So the family sues. Oh, yeah. They do a lawsuit against Eaton County because the crime was committed after they let him out of jail for a fake job.
Whoa.
And then let me blow your mind. In 2019, a judge dismissed the lawsuit on the grounds that it was, Christopher who was to blame, not the county.
What?
Yep.
But the county
blew my mind.
Checked to at least make sure the job was real. And if you saw that the job wasn't real, you'd know maybe not to trust him with work release.
Right. That's what you would think.
Oh, man. That shit's dirty. That's dirty.
It's crazy. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. You're reading about it, and then it's like, holy crap. You're trying to figure out, I'm thinking maybe, it's the neighbor, I'm coming up with all kinds of other random people it could be, and here it comes. It's just
random guy.
It's just random. Like must be the first time
that you had a random
that I've ever had a murder. Right? That wasn't a friend or a family member.
See why that's sometimes so hard though? Like if he wouldn't have turned that phone on, what would have indicated that some rando dude came and killed these people? You know what I mean?
Nothing.
I know, this shit's crazy town.
Yeah, and then to find out that holy crap, they actually let him out of jail and he didn't even really have a job.
That is fucking crazy. Somebody should at least at minimum try to call a boss or something. I know you're overworked, but it only takes a second.
Right?
Okay, are you ready?
I am ready.
So I got this article from The Sun. It's about this kid in England. He's a 10-year-old karate student. So apparently I'm on the kung fu kick, right? So he fought off some like would-be muggers. So Charlie, I don't know if it's Fichera, I don't know, Fichera. He's 10. He's with his 9-year-old girlfriend, Georgia Bailey Fleming, when 3 older teens approach them. And one of the 3 older boys slaps Charlie in the face and takes his bag. And that had Charlie's phone in it, which, you know, you cannot take a phone away from kids. And then the 3 took off running with Charlie's bag. So Charlie ran after them and grabbed the arm of the kid who stole his bag, and he twists the guy's arm until he dropped the bag. He like basically put him in an arm lock. And then the 2 other boys put up a little bit of a struggle, but Charlie was able to get his bag and run, and the 3 boys were actually arrested. And Charlie has been practicing karate for 3 years, since he was 7. But this was his first real life application of having to use karate, and both of his parents practice martial arts. So I'm not too surprised. You know what I mean? But this 10-year-old boy beat up some teenagers, which, you know, if those kids go to juvie, they're going to get fucked up. They're going to be like, right? You got whooped by a 10-year-old? Like, here, let me have a piece. So I got this next one for the New York Daily News. This takes place in Ireland. Shay Bradley knew he was dying. So a year before he passed on, he manufactures like one last joke for his family to laugh at while they're crying. So Shay lived in Dublin, Ireland. And he was a veteran of the Irish Defense Force. And there's a video. I'm watching this video. There's this coffin being lowered into the ground. And suddenly Shay's voice can be heard coming from it. It says, hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh, goes, I totally would do that.
Let me out. And everybody's like, what? They all like freeze and start to like look around. And then you can hear sounds of knocking, followed him by saying, where the fuck am I? Let me out. It's fucking dark in here. And then everyone like is like really like laughing and look around, and he keeps saying hello. And then he asks, is that a priest I hear? This is Shay. I'm in the box. No, I'm in fucking front of you. And then he starts singing the song about calling to say goodbye. So he played this joke with the help of his daughter, who helped him with the recording and helped put it in the casket. And Andrea told her brother, her nephew, and her mom before the funeral so that they weren't too shocked. And the video's been viewed about 2 million times. Oh, I just yawned. I'm so sorry. It snuck up on me, the yawn. I didn't know what was happening, and it just came out of nowhere.
That's great.
So the video's been viewed about 2 million times. Now, this one I did on Fraggle Rock. I'm going to talk about Fraggle Rock, but then afterwards I found out that they're going to remake or redo or restart Fraggle Rock.
I totally watched that.
Yeah, me too. So Fraggle Rock was created in 1983. Oh, I got this from the Mirror and Wikipedia. And it was available in the United States on HBO, and it ran for 5 seasons. And it was a Muppet TV show that was created by Jim Henson's studio. And filming took place, though, on a soundstage in Toronto. And the show featured an elderly gentleman named Doc who lived in a lighthouse with his dog Sprocket. And there are 4 beings that live in this world that can be accessed by the hole in the lighthouse wall. And the world consists of Fraggles, Dozers, Gorgs, and creatures from outer space. And there's also, do you remember Marjorie, the trash heap? Yeah. Every now and then, like, some people will be here and be like, this house looks like Marjorie the trash heap. Like when I talk to Amanda. Yeah, she lived in the Gorg's garden. Yeah. So the exterior shots of the lighthouse where Doc and Sprocket live were of a lighthouse that is in the United Kingdom. St. Anthony's Lighthouse is located in St. Mawes in Cornwall, England, and it's available to rent, and it sleeps for the interested. I guess it's adorable. The view is gorgeous, but there's like some drawbacks as far as like it's a really long walk. there is an actual fog signal horn right by the lighthouse. And, if it's loud enough to reach a ship out in the open water, imagine what it's like, 10 feet from where you're sitting. So that, it has its pluses, it has its minuses. So this last portion is going to be the word fuck. And it's fuck and what it has to do with the United Kingdom. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I love the word fuck. This is just an excuse to say it repeatedly to you. So the word fuck was probably born in Germany, but the first instances of being written, actually, being part of a written documentation, the first time somebody wrote down the word fuck was in England. So in court records dating from 1310 to 1311, a man in Chester, England is referred to as Roger Fuck by the Navel. And that's it's meant as an insult. It's either saying that he's so dumb that he thinks that having sex with a woman's belly button creates babies, or that his dick is so small he's able to have sex with a woman's navel. So either way, fuck by the navel, not good. So fuck became part of the written word in the 15th century as a verb, because it's very versatile. And a poem was written that explains, quote, "They are not in heaven because they fuck the women of Eli," end quote. I wrote judge much after that. In 1528, a manuscript has the first use of the word fuck as an adjective. A monk had written in the margins of a text, "Fucking abbot." So St. George Tucker, who was born in Bermuda to English parents, so he was born in Bermuda, but his parents were English. He wrote a poem in 1790 that included the line, quote, "I don't give a fuck for all you've read," end quote, making it the first written documentation of saying, I don't give a fuck.
Wow.
I'd not give a fuck is what he say. So Dennis Haley was once the British Secretary of State for Defense in the 1960s. He is quoted as saying, quote, "When the British Empire finally seeks beneath the waves of history, it will leave behind two memorials. One is the association football, the game of association football, and two is the expression fuck off." A member of the lower house of parliament in Ireland, Paul Gogarty, was heckled by another member named Emmett Stagg, and Paul's response to Emmett was to say, quote, "With all due respect, in the most unparliamentary language, fuck you, Deputy Stagg, fuck you." And because he did that, they had to write like a 28-page report on the incident or whatever. I'm like,
oh, geez.
I'm like, he got told fuck off. You don't need 28 pages.
Right?
So there's a village in Austria named Focking. Okay, so it sounds like Focking, but it's spelled fucking, Fucking, but it's pronounced Focking. So British and American soldiers discover this tiny little village during World War II. And that's when the Australian village learns that in English, what fucking is. So according to this local tour guide, there is one type of visitor who comes to the village of Focking to take a picture with one of their signs, and that is British tourists. And these Australians are not happy with these British, okay? So it says, the village sign keeps getting stolen. And in fact, that's the only crime the village has. So everybody keeps selling the Focking sign, right? So it's expensive, and it costs them like hundreds of euros every time to replace it. So after a lot of years and a lot of money spent on the sign, they're able to create a sign that takes hours to dislodge. So you could finally pull it up, but it would take you so long that the cops can come and get you, right? And village residents were tired of people having sex in front of the sign, the Focking sign. So they put up video cameras to deter them. So the local chief blamed the British for the sign theft, saying, quote, "We will not stand for the Focking signs to be removed. It may be amusing for you British, but Focking is simply Focking to us. What is the big Focking joke? It is puerile." And that's it.
That's great.
Yeah. When I saw it, I was like, I can't leave out the word fuck. It's like one of my favorite words. It has so many ways it can be used. And,
I can't believe it was used so long ago.
Oh, you mean like 1300s? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They think that it was actually, they don't know exactly where it came from, but they think somewhere in Germany was the first time they used fucking to mean fucking. And from there, the English were like, we've got this. We're going to use fucking to its highest advantage.
Right?
Yeah. All right, Jen, I'll talk to you later. You have fun at home.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Contact us at Anchor or Michigan and Other Mayhem at gmail.com or on Facebook to join the conversation, listen to the podcast, or correct us when necessary. Rate and subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast provider. Bye-bye now.